Imagine having a special place where you feel connected to the world and your family's history. For many Native American tribes, sacred sites are those magical places. They're not just spots on a map. They're where people pray, tell important stories, and feel close to their ancestors and nature. These places are deeply tied to their beliefs and traditions, making them important to their communities. Sacred sites are the heart of Native American cultures. Think of them like big outdoor museums where dances, songs, and ceremonies happen. These traditions help keep their culture alive and unite people, even when times are tough. Native Americans believe that everything in nature is connected, and sacred sites are where this connection feels strongest. People visit these places to pray, seek guidance, or find healing. The rituals performed here balance the world, ensuring everything works together peacefully. This video will expose some of the most important Native American sacred sites. Each of these places has its own special story and significance. Mesa Verde. Mesa Verde, located in the southwestern corner of Colorado, is one of the most significant archaeological sites in the United States. Designated as a national park in 1906 and a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978, Mesa Verde offers a remarkable glimpse into the lives of the ancestral Puebloans who inhabited the region for over 700 years, from approximately AD 600 to 1300. The park is renowned for its well-preserved cliff dwellings, diverse architectural styles, and the insights it provides into the social, cultural, and religious practices of the ancestral Puebloans. Mesa Verde, which means green table in Spanish, is characterized by its high plateaus and deeply incised canyons. The ancestral Puebloans, previously known as the Anasazi, began building their communities on the mesa tops around AD 600, utilizing the flatlands for agriculture. By the late 12th century, they had moved into the nooks of the canyon walls, constructing elaborate cliff dwellings that are now the park's main attractions. The move from the mesa tops to the cliff dwellings is a key part of their history. This change reflects how they adapted to environmental changes and social pressures, possibly including the need for better defense. While the exact reasons remain a topic of debate, the cliff dwellings showcase the peak of their architectural and community planning skills. The cliff dwellings of Mesa Verde are true marvels of construction. Cliff Palace, the largest cliff dwelling in North America, is a prime example. It has about 100 rooms and 23 kivas, which are circular ceremonial rooms and could have housed around 100 people. The precision of the stonework and the way the buildings blend with the natural alcoves show the advanced skills of the ancestral Puebloans. Another impressive site is Spruce Tree House, which has about 130 rooms and 8 kivas. This site gives us a closer look at daily life in the cliff dwellings. The kivas have features like the sipapu, a small hole in the floor that symbolizes the portal through which ancestors emerged. Mesa Verde offers a deep understanding of the ancestral Puebloan way of life. The layout of the dwellings, with communal spaces and ceremonial kivas, suggests a society with strong social ties and rich religious traditions. Artifacts found at the site, including pottery, tools, and textiles, reveal a sophisticated material culture and a deep connection to the environment. Agriculture was central to their survival, with corn, beans, and squash being the main crops. The move to cliff dwellings also shows their ingenuity in farming in a dry environment. They built terraces and used check dams to manage water, showcasing their agricultural know-how. Trade and interactions with neighboring cultures are evident from materials like turquoise, shells, and exotic bird feathers found at the site. This indicates that Mesa Verde was part of a larger network of cultural and economic exchanges across the region. Preserving Mesa Verde is a significant accomplishment in archaeology and cultural heritage. Its national park and UNESCO World Heritage Site status highlights its global importance. Ongoing efforts aim to protect the delicate cliff dwellings and artifacts from natural and human threats. The National Park Service plays a vital role in conserving and interpreting Mesa Verde. Preservation techniques include stabilizing ancient structures, monitoring environmental impacts, and using non-invasive archaeological methods. Educational programs help raise awareness about the importance of Mesa Verde and the need to protect such invaluable heritage sites. Black Hills. The Black Hills are a group of mountains in western South Dakota and northeastern Wyoming. They are part of the Black Hills National Forest and rise about 3,000 feet above the land around them. The tallest point in these hills is Black Elk Peak, the highest spot in South Dakota at 7,242 feet. These hills were formed long ago when ancient rocks pushed up from the ground and streams carved out their shape over time. The hills look dark from far away because of their rounded tops, thick forests, and deep valleys, so they are called the Black Hills. These hills are very old, with rocks that formed over 2 billion years ago. The Black Hills get their name because of the dark pine trees that cover them, making them look black from a distance. The area is also rich in minerals like gold, which led to many people searching for it a long time ago. The Black Hills are incredibly important to the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota tribes, known as the Sioux Nation. These hills are not just mountains to these tribes, they are the heart of their world. According to their beliefs, the first people came out of Wind Cave in the Black Hills, making this land their sacred place of origin. Many special ceremonies and traditions happen in the Black Hills. The tribes believe the hills are full of spiritual energy, and they go there for important rituals like vision quests and sun dances. These practices are very important for keeping their culture and spiritual life strong. Specific places within the Black Hills are also sacred. For example, Bear Butte is a mountain where many tribes go for spiritual ceremonies. Another important place is Black Elk Peak, named after a holy man named Black Elk, who had powerful visions there. The Black Hills has a history full of conflict and controversy, especially between Native American tribes and the U.S. government. In the 1800s, gold was found in the Black Hills, and many settlers and miners rushed there. This was a big problem because the land was promised to the Sioux Nation in a treaty. But the U.S. government took it anyway, leading to many battles. Mount Rushmore is one of the most famous and controversial spots in the Black Hills. This huge sculpture shows the faces of 4 U.S. presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. While many people see Mount Rushmore as a great American landmark, many Native Americans see it as a painful reminder of how their sacred land was taken from them. In 1980, the U.S. Supreme Court said that the government took the Black Hills illegally and offered money to the Sioux Nation as compensation. But the Sioux refused the money because they wanted their sacred land back, not just money. The modern-day struggle over the Black Hills reflects broader issues of indigenous rights, cultural preservation, and environmental protection. Native American activists and their allies persist in their efforts to reclaim the Black Hills and safeguard their sacred sites from further encroachment and exploitation. These efforts include legal battles, public protests, and cultural education campaigns to raise awareness about the significance of the Black Hills and the ongoing impact of historical injustices. The Devil's Tower. Devil's Tower, known as Matotipila in Lakota, is a geological and cultural landmark in northeastern Wyoming, USA. This towering natural formation is a stunning geological phenomenon and a site of profound spiritual and cultural significance to several Native American tribes. Devil's Tower stands in the Bear Lodge Ranger District of the Black Hills region, rising dramatically to a height of 867 feet from its base to the summit. The geological formation of Devil's Tower is intriguing and has been a subject of scientific curiosity for decades. It is believed to be an igneous intrusion where molten rock forced its way up through sedimentary rock layers but cooled and solidified before reaching the surface. Over millions of years, the surrounding sedimentary rock eroded, leaving the harder, more resistant igneous rock exposed. The tower's unique columnar jointing, vertical columns, and hexagonal shapes add to its striking appearance and geological interest. For many Native American tribes, Devil's Tower is more than a remarkable geological feature. It is a sacred site with deep spiritual and cultural meaning. The Lakota, Cheyenne, Crow, Arapaho, and Kiowa, among others, have long-standing connections to Matotipila, which translates to Bear Lodge in Lakota. These tribes regard the tower as a place of worship, healing, and prayer. The Lakota people consider Devil's Tower a sacred site, integral to their cultural and spiritual practices. It is where they conduct ceremonies, including the sun dance, a significant ritual that involves days of fasting, dancing, and prayer. The tower is believed to be a spiritual portal where the earth and sky meet, and powerful spirits reside. The Kiowa tribe also holds Devil's Tower in high regard. They have a legend that explains the tower's formation, emphasizing its spiritual significance. According to Kiowa tradition, the tower was created by divine intervention to protect their ancestors from danger, and it remains a symbol of divine protection and guidance. Numerous legends and stories surround the Devil's Tower, passed down through generations, each adding to the mystique and reverence of this natural monument. One of the most well-known Lakota legends involves the creation of Devil's Tower. According to this story, 7 young girls were playing when giant bears chased them. The girls climbed onto a low rock to escape the bears and prayed to the Great Spirit for help. Their prayers were answered as the rock rose toward the sky, lifting the girls out of reach. The bears clawed at the rock, leaving deep vertical grooves in its sides, but they could not reach the girls, who were eventually turned into the stars of the Pleiades constellation. The Kiowa legend is similar, but has its unique elements. In this version, the tower was created to save a group of children from a giant bear. The bear's claws left distinctive marks on the rock as it tried to climb and reach the children. The story highlights the tower as a place of refuge and safety, underscoring its sacred status among the Kiowa. Other tribes have their own special stories about Devil's Tower. These tales often discuss protection, spiritual power, and the deep bond between the people and the land. Bear Butte, Matopaha. Bear Butte, also known as Matopaha in the Lakota language, is a spiritually significant site in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Standing at about 4,426 feet, this striking geological formation is more than just a natural wonder. It holds deep cultural, spiritual, and historical importance for many Native American tribes, especially the Lakota and Cheyenne. It is a special hill made when magma pushed up into layers of rock a long time ago. Its unique shape makes it stand out. Around Bear Butte, there's a beautiful mix of open prairie and forest, with many different plants and animals. This makes it a peaceful and interesting place to visit. For the Lakota, it is a sacred place where White Buffalo Calf Woman, a revered prophetess, shared essential teachings and rituals with their ancestors. This story highlights Bear Butte as a spiritual center where profound wisdom is passed down. The Cheyenne also hold Bear Butte in high regard. Their traditions tell of Sweet Medicine, a legendary figure who received sacred teachings and laws at Bear Butte. These teachings form the core of Cheyenne's spiritual and social life. Both stories emphasize Bear Butte as a source of guidance and spiritual nourishment for multiple tribes. Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, located in northern Arizona, is one of the most stunning natural wonders in the world. Spanning 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and over a mile deep, this massive chasm, carved by the Colorado River, is a marvel of nature's power and beauty. The Grand Canyon's formation is a story of natural forces at work over millions of years. It all began nearly 2 billion years ago by creating the oldest rocks at the canyon's base, the Vishnu Basement Rocks. Over time, newer layers of rock formed on top. About 5 to 6 million years ago, the Colorado River started carving through these layers, creating the deep, intricate canyon we see today. Each layer of rock tells a story of different environments, from ancient oceans to deserts, giving us a glimpse into Earth's distant past. The Grand Canyon has various ecosystems, ranging from the arid desert at its base to lush forests on its rims. This diversity supports an incredible range of plant and animal life. You can find over 1,500 plant species, 355 bird species, 89 mammal species, and 47 reptile species in the canyon. The different elevations create unique habitats, with plants and animals adapted to the specific conditions found at various heights. The Grand Canyon isn't just a natural wonder, but a sacred site for many Native American tribes, including the Havasupai, Hopi, Hualapai, and Navajo. These tribes have lived in the region for thousands of years and have deep spiritual connections to the land. Many locations within the canyon are considered sacred, and traditional stories and practices are closely tied to the landscape. In American history, the Grand Canyon gained prominence with John Wesley Powell's expedition in 1869, which marked the beginning of scientific exploration and public interest. In 1919, it became a national park, ensuring its protection. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a major tourist attraction, drawing millions of visitors annually. Tourism is a big part of the Grand Canyon's story today. Nearly 6 million people visit the park annually to enjoy its breathtaking views, challenging hiking trails, and outdoor adventures like rafting and mule riding. The South Rim is the most accessible and popular area, offering numerous viewpoints and visitor amenities. The higher and less crowded North Rim provides a more rugged and secluded experience. However, managing such large numbers of visitors takes a lot of work. The park's delicate ecosystems can be damaged by overuse, and the infrastructure needed to support tourism can strain natural resources. Balancing visitors' needs with conservation efforts is a constant challenge for park management. The National Park Service and various organizations and indigenous groups work to protect the Grand Canyon through research, monitoring, and sustainable management practices. Efforts include habitat restoration, invasive species control, and reducing the park's carbon footprint. Public awareness campaigns help promote responsible tourism and a sense of stewardship among visitors. Navajo Mountain. Navajo Mountain, or Natsis An in the Navajo language, is a breathtaking and sacred landmark for the Navajo Nation and nearby tribes. Located on the border between Utah and Arizona, this impressive peak stands at 10,388 feet, making it a significant natural feature. Navajo Mountain is deeply meaningful, representing a strong bond between the land and the indigenous peoples who have cherished it for centuries. The Navajo, or Diné, people have a rich history closely connected to the landscapes of the American Southwest. Navajo Mountain is a central part of their cultural and spiritual identity. According to Navajo tradition, the mountain is one of the 6 sacred mountains that outline the Navajo homeland, known as Dinéta. These mountains are considered the pillars that support the Navajo universe, each with unique significance and spiritual beings. Natsisan is often called the head of the earth, symbolizing its role in Navajo creation stories and beliefs. It is seen as a place where the Navajo people can communicate with the holy people, spiritual beings who play a crucial role in their religion and healing practices. Navajo Mountain is a laccolith, a geological formation created by magma pushing into sedimentary rock layers, solidifying and forming a dome-like structure. The mountain is mainly igneous rock, with visible layers of sandstone and shale on its slopes. This geological mix gives the mountain its unique look and ecological importance. The area around Navajo Mountain features a rugged landscape of canyons, mesas, and valleys, providing a diverse habitat for various plants and animals. This flora and fauna are vital to the traditional Navajo way of life, offering food, medicine, and materials for ceremonies. Navajo Mountain is not just a physical landmark, but a spiritual beacon for the Navajo people. Pilgrimages to the mountain are essential to Navajo religious practices, where people seek blessings, perform rituals, and offer prayers. The mountain is also associated with healing ceremonies, where medicine men and women draw on its spiritual energy to cure illnesses and restore harmony. Many stories and legends highlight the mountain's sacredness. One legend says the mountain was a gift from the holy people, placed in its current location to provide spiritual guidance and protection for the Navajo people. Monument Valley. Monument Valley is part of the Colorado Plateau, known for its amazing geological features. Massive sandstone buttes mark the valley's landscape, some rising as high as 1,000 feet, standing tall against the flat desert floor. These formations result from millions of years of erosion by wind and water. The rock's vibrant red and orange colors come from iron oxide, giving the valley its unique and captivating look. For the Navajo people, Monument Valley, called Tse-Bin-Ziskai in Navajo, is a place of deep spiritual and cultural meaning. It lies within the Navajo Nation Reservation, the largest Native American reservation in the U.S. Many of the valley's formations are considered sacred, with legends and oral traditions deeply tied to the landscape. One famous formation, the Mittens, is believed to represent the hands of a deity. Other formations are considered petrified remains of ancient beings or symbols of natural forces. The Navajo perform ceremonies and rituals in the valley, maintaining a spiritual bond with the land for centuries. Monument Valley symbolizes the American West, largely thanks to its appearance in many films. Filmmaker John Ford made the valley famous by using it as the backdrop for his Western movies, including Stagecoach and The Searchers. These films, showcasing the valley's dramatic landscape, helped make Monument Valley an iconic image of the Wild West. Beyond movies, Monument Valley has appeared in advertisements, TV shows, and video games. Its unique scenery represents the wild and untamed spirit of the American frontier, making it instantly recognizable. Monument Valley attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors annually, drawn by its stunning scenery and cultural significance. The Navajo Nation manages Monument Valley Navajo Tribal Park, offering guided tours, educational programs, and visitor facilities. Tourism is crucial for the local economy, providing jobs and income for many Navajo families. Visitors can explore the valley through guided jeep tours, horseback rides, and hiking trails. Key landmarks like the Mittens, Merrick Butte, and the Totem Pole offer incredible views and photo opportunities. The park's visitor center features exhibits on Navajo culture and the region's geology. Hopi Mesas. The Hopi Mesas are located in Navajo County, Arizona, specifically within the Colorado Plateau region. They consist of three primary mesas: First Mesa, Second Mesa, and Third Mesa, each characterized by their unique topography and elevation. The mesas rise abruptly from the surrounding desert landscape, offering panoramic views of the vast expanse below. Each mesa is home to different Hopi villages, distinct communities with dialects, customs, and spiritual practices. For the Hopi, the mesas are more than just physical landforms. They are the heart of their cultural and spiritual identity. The villages atop these mesas have been inhabited for over 1,000 years, making them among the oldest continuously inhabited settlements in the United States. This continuity of habitation has allowed the Hopi to maintain their traditions, ceremonies, and social structures largely intact, despite external pressures and historical challenges. Each mesa is associated with specific clans and ceremonial practices. For example, First Mesa is home to Walpi, Sichamovi, and Hano villages, where ceremonies like the Soil and Powamu are performed. Second Mesa hosts the villages of Shungopavi, Mishongnovi, and Sipaulovi, which are known for ceremonies such as the Niman and Katsina dances. Third Mesa includes the villages of Oraibi, Hotevila, and Bakavi, with ceremonies like the snake dance and flute ceremony central to their spiritual life. Spiritually, the mesas are sacred ground, believed to connect the Hopi with their ancestors and the divine. According to Hopi beliefs, their ancestors emerged into this world through Sipapu, a symbolic portal within the Grand Canyon, making the mesas crucial for maintaining harmony and balance through ceremonial rituals. These rituals, performed throughout the year, honor their spiritual connections and pass down cultural knowledge from generation to generation. These landmarks are more than places on a map. They are gateways to the wisdom of ancestors and keepers of ancient stories. By taking care of and respecting these sacred sites, we protect the unique cultures of Native Americans and learn how everything in nature is connected to us. Thanks for watching.